It's all about crossing the T's and dotting the I's over in Spain as the last game of the season is just around the corner. That's right. It's coming at you this weekend. So let's wrap up the season and we're coming at you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today it's all about match number 38, that's right, as the season in Spain comes to a close. We already know who is champions, but what about the rest of the spots? We'll tell you all about that in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe. You want some shop for La Liga, Blabbing World Football right here under one Rooski. That's right, we know the top two, that's done and dusted, but what about the top four? Well, that's still to be decided. And what about the relegation spots? We'll get into all of that in a second. A big shout out to the members and the patrons, you know who you are. But before all that, let's of course jump in the deep end and bring you back up to date with what went on last time around, of course. So here we go. That's right, of course, coming at you, heading into the final day of the season. And these were the last results for the last weekend, and they ended up being a 4-1 win for Atletico Madrid, over Real Betis. I went with a 2-0 win. Real Vallecano did pick up a 2-1 win over Celta Vigo. I went with a draw on that one. Villarreal did put up a cracking performance against Barcelona, who are on an easy streak right now. They knew they didn't have to play with full kilt. It was 3-2 in the end for Villarreal. I went with a 2-1 win. Real Madrid did beat Sevilla 2-0 win for them. And Sevilla, of course, just about safe. It's pretty grim down there at the bottom of the table. Meanwhile, Valencia did lose to Bilbao 1-0 on the road for them. Getafe also picked up a win over Mallorca. I went the other way. Sociedad with a 3-2 win over Girona. I went with a 2-0 win. Alavés did beat Valladolid 1-0, of course, got that one spot on the nose. Leganés picking up the win against Las Palmas, goodness gracious me, and Osasuna beating Espanyol. So that's, of course, what went on over there. Well, the table, my friends, if you want to have a look at it, looks a little bit like this. That's right, folks. Barcelona running away with it, of course. 4 points of difference. They cannot be caught. They're, of course, already in party mode. Meanwhile, who will join Barcelona and Real Madrid in the Champions League? Well, looking at it, Atlético Madrid are in there. In fact, it looks the top 5 looks set. But it's all about positioning, where Villarreal could finish 4th, Bilbao could finish 3rd, but depends on goal swing. Going down, though, we still have one relegation spot on the line, and it's either Espanyol or Leganés, goodness gracious me. So, without further ado, we're going to get into that in just 1 second. Of course, we do have the small matter of the Prediction League. Well, here is the state of play over in the Prediction League, guys, and it is Music 1207 running away with it. We're 12.5 points at the top of the table. Technically, we can't really announce the winner because Sanders could still squeak in there with a perfect performance to take it away as well. So that's the state of play right here, right now. If you are in the Prediction League, I appreciate you guys, the ones that did stick it out. Of course, I failed towards the back end of the season, but we'll go again next season, and I'm already looking forward to it. So that, my friends, is what's going on over in the Super Brew. What, of course, are we looking forward to now in the next round of games? Well, they're going to be on the screen right about now. That's right. And we're going to kick it all off with a trip to Betis. That's right. Coming to this coming Friday, the 23rd of May. Of course, coming at the Benito Villarreal, Manuel Pellegrini's boys, 6th in the table, 59 points this season. However, they're winless in the last 4, of course. They do have a small matter of a European final around the corner. But it's Valencia and the Carlos Corbejan, who's hit a bit of a rough patch right here, right now. They sit 12th with 45 points. They're coming into this on back-to-back defeats. They played Real Betis 58 times since 1994. 70 wins Betis, 29 wins for Valencia. There's been 12 draws between the two sides. Now, they played last season at this very venue back in October 2023. It was a 3-0 win for Betis. Of course, that was back in match number 8 last season. This season, though, they did play at the Mestalla. It was a 4-2 win for Valencia back in November. Goodness gracious me. Valencia, on the back of that consecutive 1-0 losses, losing Alavés and then Bilbao. So hoping to get back to winning ways and fast. Betis, though, last victory was a 2-1 win over Espanyol. Like I said, they have a small matter of a final just around the corner against Chelsea in the Conference League. Bookies go with Real Betis on this one. I think I'm going there as well. I'm sitting on the fence. 1-1, points in the bag, and the season comes to a close for both these two clubs. Moving forward, it's Real Madrid against my boys, Real Sociedad, coming at you at the Bernabeu. That's right, Madrid. Technically without a coach. Maybe Ancelotti's still there, I don't know. But it says, according to my data, he's gone and out of there. He's already off to Boiseau. That's right. They sit second. They cannot be caught. But, of course, they do miss out on the title. And it is a bit of an anticlimactic season for Ancelotti after winning a whole bunch of shit. Winning 4 of the last 6, 67% form up against Real Sociedad and Emmanuel Iglesias. They're coming into just 1 win in the last 6. They're finishing, they're in mid-table right now, 11th 46 points. Now, they played 61 times, these two clubs, since 1993. 35 wins for Real Madrid, 13 wins for Sociedad. There's been 13 draws, of course, coming into this. They are playing multiple times this season. Let's first and foremost take it back to last season in the league. 2-1 winners it was for Real Madrid back in September 2023. Now, this season, let's take a look at that one then. The reverse fixture at the Real Arena was a 2-0 win for Madrid way back in September 2024. Now, they also played a two-legged affair in the Copa del Rey, that's right. In Real Arena, it was a 1-0 win for Madrid. And of course, at the Bernabeu, it was taken into overtime, 4-4 in the end. It must have been Real Madrid coming out top. Of course they did. Coming into Real Madrid on the back of that 2-0 win over Sevilla, Sociedad win that 3-2 win over Girona. The bookies for this one, they'll go with Madrid, as do I. 2-0 winners for them. On the night, let's go to Leganés then, up against Valladolid. That's coming at you at the Estadio Municipal de Valladolid. Leganés under Borja Jimenez, 18th right now, 37 points for the season, just one defeat in the last 6. They've still got a chance. And who better to play than Valladolid? That's right, Alvaro Rubio, 20 points for the season, 16th, the 20th in the table, 16 points for the season. They played Leganés 18 times. The hosts winning 8 of them, Valladolid winning 5 of them, and there's been 5 draws between the two sides. Now, the last time they played at this very venue, it was a 0-0 draw, and the last time they played at this venue, the last time they played this season at Valladolid, it was a 0-0 draw as well. So, in fact, the last 3 competitive games between these two sides have ended up all square. Leganés on the back of that 1-0 over Las Palmas, back-to-back clean sheets. No, tell a lie. Just the one clean sheet. 1-0 win over Las Palmas last time around. Valladolid, though, back-to-back goalless affairs for them. Back-to-back 1-0 losses, losing to Girona and Alavés, and both of those games were at Valladolid. The odds for this one then going in favour, of course, for Leganés, overwhelmingly so. Going to go with a 1-0 win as well, but will it be enough to avoid the drop? Let's go to Espanyol against Las Palmas. That's right, Espanyol under the courtship of Manuel Gonzalez, down to 17th right now. They are the team that needs a result. 39 points for the season. They're winners in the last 6. Up against Las Palmas under Diego Martinez, who were already relegated. I do believe 32 points. That is correct. 5 defeats on the spin for Las Palmas. 16 times they played since 2001. 6 wins apiece and 4 draws. Last time around over at Espanyol in competitive action. It was a 4-0 win for Espanyol back in April 2021. That was the Segunda Division. Espanyol, back-to-back defeats, back-to-back goalless affairs for them. Back-to-back 2-0 losses. Leganés on the back of that 1-0 win over Las Palmas, who haven't scored a goal in the last 3. The bookies for this one, though, they'll find it difficult. It's a difficult one to call here. It could go either way. But the bookies, actually, they're backing Espanyol for the victory. Las Palmas with the L. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win as well. I'm going with the bookies on this one. And that might just be enough to separate the two sides. In this one, Deportivo Alavés up against Osasuna coming at the Estadio de Mendoza. Alavés under Eduardo Coudet are 14th in the table, 41 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Osasuna under Vincenzo Moreno, they are 9th, 51 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6 as well. They played 35 times since 1997, 13 wins for Alavés, 17 wins for Osasuna. There's been 5 draws. Last time around competitively at this very venue, it was a 2-0 win for Osasuna way back in October 2023. The reverse fixture this season, a 2-2 draw way back in December. Alavés on the back of that 1-0 win over Valladolid. In fact, it's been back-to-back clean sheets, back-to-back 1-0 wins for them. Osasuna also on the back of back-to-back wins, back-to-back 2-0 wins over Atlético and Espanyol, with the bookies going with a tight one, very, very tight this time. Osasuna do have the edge, though. Going to go with a 1-1 draw myself as the season comes to a close for both of these two clubs. Getafe, they're going to be taking on Celta Vigo. That's coming at you there. Coliseum Alfonso Perez. Getafe under Pepe Bordalas. 13th right now, 42 points for the season, just the 1 win in the last 6. They're against Celta Vigo under Claudio Galvaldes, finishing 7th right now, or at least 7th, 52 points for the season. They are 50% form, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. They played 27 times since 2006. 10 wins Getafe, 8 wins Celta Vigo. There's been 9 draws. Now, the last time they played at this venue was a 3-2 win for Getafe back in February 2024. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for Celta Vigo back in November in their own backyard. Getafe, they're picking up a 2-1 win over Mallorca most recently. Celta Vigo losing to Vallecano last time around. But the odds for this one, they do give it to Celta Vigo are favoured with the bookies. I'm going with the 1-0 win as well for them to end the season on a high. Final four in Spain. Let's go. Rayo Vallecano up against Mallorca. That's coming to chat on the 24th of May at the Estadio de Vallecas. Vallecano under Ignio Perez. 8th right now, 51 points for the season. Just one defeat in the last 6. Up against Mallorca under Getafe Arreste. 1 win in the last 6. They're 10th, 47 points for the season as well. So a bit of a mid-table crunch clash this one. They played 29 times since 1997. 8 wins for Vallecano, 17 wins for Mallorca. There's been 4 draws between these two sides. Last time around, over at the Vallecano, it was a 2-2 draw way back in September 2023. The reverse fixture at Mallorca, 1-0 win as it was for Mallorca back in October. The hosts on the back of that 2-1 win. 2-1 loss. What am I looking at here? The hosts on the back of a 2-1 win on the road to Celta Vigo. Mallorca, though, on the back of a 2-1 loss to Getafe. The bookies for this one, though, we are going with, it's tight. Bookies have it with Vallecano. I've gone with the 2-0 win as well for them to pick up a final day season win. Into the final 3, and we head into Sunday. It's Girona, it's Atlético Madrid in its coming at you at the Estadio Monteverde. Girona under Salvia now, 15th for the table, 41 points for the season. Bit of a damp squib of a season for Girona. They were in the Champions League, but they won twice at the last 6. Up against Madrid, coming at you under Diego Simeone, who are 3rd, 73 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 5. Now, they played 11 times. So it's 2017, just the 1 win for Girona, 5 wins for Madrid. There's been 5 draws. Last time they played at Girona, it was a 7-goal thriller. 4-3 it was in the end, back in January 2024. This season in Madrid, it was a 3-0 win way back in August. That was on match day number 2. And of course, Madrid on the back of that 4-1 win over Real Betis. Girona on the back of that 3-2 loss to Sociedad. Bookies will give it to Madrid on the final day of the season. So a big end of the season victory for them. Going with it, 2-1 winners. Madrid taking it to the house. Final 2, Villarreal against Sevilla. Goodness gracious me. As Estadio de Salamanca. Villarreal and Marcelino. They have 5 wins on the spin. They are 5th. 67 points for the season. Up against Sevilla under Joaquim Campos. 60 for the table. 41 points for the season. Just 1 win in the last 6. Now, they've played 55 times since 1997. 14 wins for Villarreal. 25 wins for Sevilla. There's been 16 draws. Last time around, over at this very venue, was a 3-2 win for Villarreal back in May 2024. And the reverse fixture at Sevilla, also a win for Villarreal back in August. So back-to-back wins, just 1 defeat in the last 6 against Sevilla. And they're coming into this on the back of 5 successive wins, including a 3-2 win over Barcelona last time around. Sevilla losing to Real Madrid last time around. And the bookies will give it to Villarreal, overwhelmingly so. 2-0 winners for them, for me, that's right. And that, of course, completes their campaign. And then finally, the champions go to San Mams. Bilbao under Ernesto Valverde, 4th in the table, 70 points for the season. They won 3 on the spin. Up against Barcelona, Hansi Flick, they've won 3 and lost 2 in the last 5. They're tops, cannot be caught. And a play Bilbao 82 times since 1993. 14 wins Bilbao, 52 wins for Barcelona. There's been 16 draws between the two sides. And last time they played over at the San Mams in the league, it was a 0-0 draw way back in March 2024. The reverse fixture, a 2-1 win for Barcelona back in August 2024. They also played in the Supercopa this season, back in January, I believe, and it was a 2-0 win for Barcelona. So Barcelona, just the 1 defeat against Bilbao over the last 6. They're coming into, so on the back of a defeat, 3-2 loss, but of course they don't really care. And Bilbao, with their clean sheet record, 3 clean sheets on the spin for them, beating Alavés, beating Getafe, and beating Valencia. The bookies just give it to Barcelona on the edge, but it could end up anticlimactic with a 2-2 draw. That's what I think will happen, and if I'm right, that's what the table will look like. Of course, Barcelona top, so Real Madrid are in 2nd, Madrid, that's Atletico in 3rd, and Bilbao will be in 4th. Villarreal complete the top 5. Going down Valladolid, Las Palmas, and Leganés. Too little, too late in the end, guys. So that's my take on it, guys. Make sure you get your own take in it on the Super Brew and down below. And of course, that will wraps up the Spanish season, but we'll have non-stop coverage of the Cup, or the FIFA Club World Cup, where we have the likes of Real Madrid in that competition, Atletico as well, competing for glory. So make sure you smash the like and smash your subscribe, and we'll see you when that kicks off. But of course, we'll be back for next season's Spanish League whenever it comes around. But until then, we're done.